we covering today, Bruce?
Today, Kevin, we're covering Galaxy Quest, a movie that's not a parody, but an homage to Trekkies everywhere.
An homage, that's right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Very close and dear to your heart, right?
It's hilarious. I find it's just a wonderful movie. I think everybody put a lot of their heart into it, and it turned out great. It didn't go overboard, or campy, it's really awesome.
It's really awesome.
Tell us about it. Do you know when this movie came out?
December 25th of 1999. So what it's about is, it's about the fans of the Star Trek.
Science fiction fandom, fanatics about science fiction.
It's fiction. So this was made for the fans of science fiction, and the people that wrote this and directed, they said you had to be a fan of Star Trek to do this, because they didn't want anything that was kind of poking fun at the fans or poking fun at it. And they said all of the people that were involved in this said they were fans of Star Trek. So that's a bit of it. So what this is about, it's about people that were making Star Trek genre stuff when they were younger. I think, 20 years before this? I don't know how many years before.
This is the 18th convention. You'd figure it's at least, 18 years ago when they were actually...
So 18 years ago, and then they're visited by some genuine...
Aliens. I've seen them.
And asked to help because they need help in the universe, because they're being attacked and killed off by these alien people. So they're taken up onto a spaceship, which they think it's another gig.
But these aliens are kind of like the Iosians in the Star Trek episode A Piece of the Action. They mimicked everything that we transmitted, the historical documents, the episodes of Galaxy Quest from 20 years ago.
They made the ship exactly like it was. They even changed their form to fit the environment in which they created from the historical documents, which was the show being broadcast into outer space. So they picked up.
Who hasn't thought of that before? Who hasn't thought that? When the kid says, it's real. It's real. The captain says, right?
Yeah.
Come on, we've always wanted Trek to be real and communicator and really beam up and go, I knew it. Historical documents, I love it.
So who in this movie, and this is your $25 question,
yes,
is the ultimate fan? Who is the ultimate fan in this movie?
In the movie? The ultimate fan?
Yes. In this movie is the ultimate fan. Is the ultimate fan. And you just kind of said it minutes ago.
Oh, really? I said it kind of minutes ago. Some actor that I just commented on. Well, I've only thought of the... what's his name? Justin Long or something like that. And then there's
who's Justin Long? His part. Oh, he was the young boy. Yeah. No, that's not him.
Yeah, and then the
fan. That's not the ultimate fan in this movie.
No. These guys just got together. The Wesley Crusher kid was the funniest guy. I don't know. I forgo your $25 and raise you 400 quatlus. Tell me what that.
The ultimate fan are the aliens. Those are the ultimate fans.
Yeah. Oh.
And yeah.
Oh, as actors?
No. Those guys are representative of the ultimate fans on Earth. Those are the ultimate.
Oh, I see. Well, sure. They honor the show to the nth degree.
Yes.
Real.
So that was a $25 question, because that was what they were talking about in one of the conventions that they went to, talking about Galaxy Quest. Is the ultimate fan and I forget the name of the aliens, but what is the alien species names?
Oh, well, now you ask me.
Now I hit you with that.
We're supposed to know that. The termites, whatever.
Yeah.
The Dalmatians.
They were octopuses. Octopus.
No, remember when the captain said, they're Dalmatians, termites.
So the Thermians come. So they're at a convention, and Captain, I guess that's supposed to be Captain Kirk's alter ego, right? In the movie, Tim Allen's character.
Tim Allen plays a William Shatner character, right? Nesmith? Is that the what's the character's name, the actor, and what's the character in Galaxy Quest name? Captain.
Yeah, he's Captain Nesmith, right? Is that right? I think you were right on
that. Okay, so we got yes, we have Tim Allen plays Jason Nesmith.
Yes.
But what's the captain's name in Galaxy Quest?
Oh, Peter Quincy Taggart.
Taggart.
I love the way when they're introducing him at the beginning and he goes, Mr. Jason. And all the other crew members, they all look at him like, are you out of your mind?
But it seems so, I mean, I would expect that.
Yeah.
To fake the echo.
Yeah. So I, was watching, well, if you look at Pumping Iron with Arnold Schwarzenegger, he's at a Mr. Universe competition. And so he's competing with all these other guys that are trying to be Mr. Universe. And they introduce him as the one, the only Arnold Schwarzenegger. And I'm going, this is a competition, man. You do that when you're introducing him at some other convention, right? But
not in a competition.
Yeah. So that was really funny. So there's a lot of animosity between the other crew members from the show and Captain Taggart.
Which kind of parallels what we have heard gossip-wise in the real world. Nobody likes Shatner, everybody's pissed off at him or something.
Yeah. So it was great. And then, but the love, the love is actually kind of there, but not really that deep. I love how,
Which one?
Reichman's Alexander Dane. I love how, or Dr. Lazarus, how his character freaks out on the stage. He's not going to go out there to that convention. He's done. He's not going to say his lines anymore.
Not going to say that one. Alan Rickman played Alexander Dane, who played Dr. Lazarus.
Yeah. So he was Sigourney Weaver, beautiful woman, beautiful in the movie, showing a lot of cleavage.
Played this really powerful character in the Aliens series, right? Comes back and said, I want to be a blonde. She said she wanted that character to be blonde.
Yeah.
Sigourney Weaver plays Gwen DeMarco, who played Lieutenant Tawny Madison, who repeats everything the computer says. It's a stupid job!
But it's my job, yeah. But the computer, it's funny because it doesn't respond to anyone else.
Yes, right. When they were trying to, are there any beryllium spheres on board? I mean, he would ask, then she would ask.
Yeah.
It's a great gimmick for I don't know, a lower end sci-fi show. I mean, come on. I would like this to be on ITC, Space 1999. Hey, Space 1999 fans are everywhere. I like it too. It's a different animal. Second season.
Yeah.
Different animal. So
then I love Sam Rockwell, Guy Fleegman. I didn't know he had a last name, Guy.
Well, he didn't. Not until the end of the show.
Oh, he didn't even. Oh, he did. That's why.
What's my last name? He's freaking out the shuttlecraft.
So it's a wonderful. If you guys have not seen it, you gotta watch it. It's a wonderful, wonderful movie. It's great.
I watched it. You and I agreed to watch it.
So, watch the movie if you haven't watched it.
Everybody's watched it. There's.
Yeah. So, let's see here. Who else do we got there? We got
Tony Shalhoub. Plays Fred Kwan, who played Tech Sergeant Chen.
Yeah.
Oh my God. As you said, Sam Rockwell as Guy Fleegman, and he's the red shirt. He in the end he gets to they revive the show and he gets a real part. And he's like maybe he's the plucky comedian.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, that's so great. Yeah. You got the plucky comedian part. You don't have to sacrifice your life here. Yeah.
Daryl Mitchell plays Tommy Weber, who played Lieutenant Laredo, the precocious child pilot. And we had a precocious child in Next Gen, right? Wesley Crusher.
Wesley Crusher, who was played by Will
Wheaton.
Will Wheaton, yeah.
Yeah, who is awesome with his podcasts and books. And then there's Corbin Blue. He's the younger Laredo. He plays we did it, little guy. And then Enrico Colantoni plays Mathazar, the leader of the Thermians.
Yeah.
And
really,
he is hilarious.
He's excellent, yeah.
Yeah.
And I did not know until I watched it again. I didn't even notice that the actor from The Office was one of the Thermians. And what is his name?
Patrick Breen, who played Quillick.
Was that him? I don't think so. No. His part actually ended up getting shortened out. He said he had a bigger part, but he had taken up another show during the filming of this, so they cut his part down. What's his name? Rainn Wilson. Dwight, the Dwight character.
Oh yeah. What?
Yeah. But yeah, if you look at the first part where they pick him up in the limousine and they got him going to that stuff, he's in there. But when they're on the ship and stuff, he's gone. It's because he took another acting assignment somewhere.
Oh.
Yeah.
So his most English voice, the least amount of Thermian.
Exactly, he does. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
The woman was a great Thermian. What was her name?
Oh yeah, Missy Pyle.
Yeah, she's really good.
Laliari. How do you pronounce her character's name? Sam Rockwell says, no. What's her name? Sigourney Weaver goes, hi there. Did you guys ever watch this show? They're gonna help. They're gonna help the little one. And then of course not. That was crazy.
So let's start at the beginning. So we got this cast. They're getting ready to go on stage in Los Angeles, California. They were signing the autographs after they went on stage and they had done their thing. And Captain Tim Allen's character, Jason Nesmith, is signing autographs, but he goes into the bathroom and he overhears some people talking about him and telling him how he's kind of full of his own ego and he's not even that great. So he gets an attitude and he goes back and he's just kind of flipping through where you got these young fans that have watched the show and breaking down the ship and know where all the stuff is, and they're digging into the bowels of the vessel and learning all about it, and they go up to him and he starts yelling at them, "It's not real,"
That's the show, just like William Shatner did his skit on Saturday Night Live many decades ago. Remember?
Yes, I do.
It's just a TV show.
Were you offended by that? A lot of people seem to have been offended by that. Were you one of those or no?
No, it didn't hit home, although that would be me. Get out of your mother's basement, Have you ever kissed a girl? So that William Shatner thing is classic.
Yeah, it's classic.
Right, so the captain here, Tim Allen, says the same thing. It's just a TV show. Blows up,
goes home, gets drunk because he's in a bad shape. Sigourney Weaver's character worried about him, gives him a call. He's getting drunk. She calls Lazarus, his character, Dr. Lazarus, and says, "I've never heard him like that before." And he wakes up to have the Thermians knocking on his window in the Hollywood Hills somewhere. And take him off on his little adventure into their starship, their interpretation of the TV show Starship, which actually is functional and flying, and they don't know what everything does. They just kind of put it together following the historical documents. And
transporter based on your hand motions.
yeah, your hand motions. And then what was the name of the guy? He says, "Fire all phaser cannons, fire everything out." The alien antagonist.
Ceres, played by Robin Sachs.
Yeah. So he's like, hey, he's killing off their people. He doesn't even like them. He hates them. So Tim Allen character, he says, hey, he think he's on some sort of show. He needs to get back to another gig. He's like, fire all phaser cannons, fire. And then he goes to go back, and he's transported in a really bizarre way back to Earth.
Okie dokie, let's fire blue particle cannons full, fire red particle cannons full, fire left and right, fire pulse catapults in all the chutes. Okie dokie.
Okay, let's get out of here.
Backlash.
So, yeah, he goes back to Earth, and the funniest parts, I mean, it really is very well written. So he starts talking about the other cast members about it, and they're all upset with him. They don't like him much, and they're sitting in their little van, and he's telling them, hey, he was telling them before, right? He was telling them before, hey, we got to go do this thing and all of that, and they're like, you're out of your mind. They get in the van, they think they're going to go back to their thing, and then they go, was he talking about a job?
He says, remember yesterday at the convention, those people dressed like aliens? They were aliens. They were termites or Dalmatians. I can't really remember because I was kind of hungover. But what they built was extraordinary. It was a huge spaceship. I got to fight this guy named Ceres, and I kicked his ass. I know what you're thinking, but I can prove it. They gave me this. And all the other guys.
Yeah, the communicator.
Oh my gosh, it's so funny. Yeah, but do you have one of these? I'm not kidding, guys. Listen, come on. Gwen. Stop, come here. You know me. I'm a lot of things, but am I crazy? And then later on, they were talking in the van, like you said, about if it's a job. And then they start getting out of there, piling out of that van like super fast.
Yeah. They don't want to miss that gig.
If we go as a team, right?
Sigourney Weaver's little tirade. We are a team. We work as a team. And the Thermian is left back, the female Thermian, just in case, because he kind of knows that they're going to come after him. So she's still transmitting. She's not actually physically on Earth. She's just a transmission, like a, what do you call that? Obi-Wan Kenobi. Hologram. She's a hologram and just there. And then
now, did you watch Fred Kwan? Because right at that point, it becomes very apparent because they have the 5 spots on the ground, right? And they're going to be transported away. And he's hanging out by the vending machine. And does anybody got a dollar or whatever? He's trying to get food. Well, at the beginning when they were in the green room and they were waiting for the captain to arrive, right? That character, Fred Kwan, he's trying to open a tin of cookies. This is a theme throughout the whole movie. And then later on, you see him in the shuttlecraft, and he's got his bag with his chips and cheese dip, and he's eating. It's just all about the food with him.
They've done that in another movie, but yeah. It's so good in here. You don't. It's not kind of in your face. They do that in like Ocean's 11 too, where Brad Pitt's character is always eating, but they make it very apparent. With this one, it's subtle. Yeah, it was nice. Yeah. So they go on board and they're all freaking out. And these little aliens are coming up to them, these little octopuses, and checking them out with their little tools and stuff. And they had forgotten to transform themselves into a humanoid-looking creature. And so they're all freaking out. And then Fred Quain, is that his name?
Fred Kwan is played. Fred Kwan is the tech sergeant. Yeah,
so he's cool. He's cool as hell with it. He thinks it's the greatest thing ever.
What's with him?
What's with him? I don't know. Let's go.
You got to go down the stills in the Evernote thing because you're missing some stuff.
Oh, what am I missing?
You got to use that as a guide for the scenes because start at the top and see what if you miss some.
The DreamWorks. You want me to start?
Well, use
You
it.
want me to start with the doors open or the doors closed?
Well, did you notice that at the beginning when they showed that episode to the convention, it was 4x3 on the screen?
Yeah.
And then as the curtains widened on the projection screen at the convention, the aspect ratio to our movie changed from 4x3 to 16:9. Is that?
I did notice that.
It was in sync.
Yeah.
That was excellent. Okay, so you whip through what you've. I mean, come on, you missed the Thermians looking for his shoe.
Oh yeah, when he's got his butt sticking up in the air. I love when they were teaching the Thermians how to walk, and they said they even had to teach the extras how to walk like Thermians. You know, the left hand leg goes up, and so they're trying to teach them. And she said, when you looked around, you could still see them trying to get used to that movement. So you do have a still here, and I'm going to put in some of what I heard in the commentary and stuff.
What?
They did not want him to be in the limousine and go up that way. They didn't want that practical experience of him transporting. They basically wanted him to fall asleep, and then he's in the limousine, but he wants to fall asleep, and then he's in the spacecraft. Not that the whole limousine gets transported up. So,
but we kind of are given the impression that the limousine goes up.
Right. Well, they didn't. The writers did not want that, though. When they had talked it was the studios that said, we got to give guys a practical thing to watch. But again, that's where I say you don't need that. They didn't really need that transition of him being beamed up into the thing. Him falling asleep and waking up there would have been good enough, in my view. But the studio wanted it. That's a great still you have on 1912.
1912. Oh yes, he is just.
He's getting freaked out, and on 1912, which we'll put in here, he's going to be beamed back down to the Earth, and the Thermians are wrapping him in this protective space kind of suit to where he could get shot back down to the Earth. That's, I guess, their transport mechanism. So there you go, tech value, and there he is. What's his name? Fred
Kwan.
Where he's looking at the stuff to eat. Okay, so we're not taking it out. Oh, there you go, the fans again, the Thermians that you have on 2925. It's the Thermians bowing down to the Galaxy Quest. That's the fans.
Oh yes, the ultimate fans.
The ultimate fans right there. Those are the ultimate fans. Yeah.
And then it's like throwing gasoline on a flame. I mean, the captain is, as an actor, he's totally getting into it. He's got a real live audience now.
Yeah.
What do you say?
And got something to do, like something really to do that he had been doing, acting on Earth in the show. Now he's actually really got something to do as a captain on a spacecraft. Yeah.
Right.
Do you call it spacecraft? Is it young Laredo, right? Was that his character?
Yeah.
The navigator?
Exactly. Younger Laredo.
Young Laredo. So the funny thing is when Laredo looks at the captain, he goes, I'm sure glad I'm not the captain right now.
No pressure.
and then he's the one that has to go and fly the thing out of the dock, the space dock for the spacecraft. And he's just scraping the heck out of it on the way out. All the Thermians are kind of running away from the edge because the starship's just kind of scraping along the edge.
No pressure, huh? Glad I'm not the commander, he says. So they designed the ship from watching you, so take her out, Lieutenant. Right. Okay, yeah, sure.
I like those special effects where it's kind of throwing space debris out as they're trying to go out of the space thing. You don't have the picture of it, but
no.
You know, where it's kind of throwing that space.
Okay, so that shot at 3248 is the best I could get of where it's pushing.
The debris is coming.
Is coming out. But what I would like to point out here with 3248 and then 3251. so 32 minutes and 48 seconds into the movie, is how is the primary hull able to touch the side when those pontoons are sticking so far out? That's the big elephant. Come on.
Well, I was asking the same thing, and here's what I got. You're right. You're absolutely correct. Yes. And what my answer to that would be, because I was trying to figure...
What's the fix? How do you fix that? I mean...
Well, because from the space dock, they've got the thing for the main hull, right? But down below it, it's open where the fins come out.
Yeah, I'd like to believe that too, but...
Well, it would have to be at an angle, though, right? Going out.
Sure, if the observation decks were out there and it was touching there and the fins were down below, but that's not how that space dock is built.
No. But so they engage the God, who's their antagonist in this? The guy again.
Ceres,
yeah. So that's after they engage Ceres, isn't it? The red thingy and the green thingy, yeah. So
yeah, 6 minutes later, they are already in full attack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Ceres does not like him. I don't know why he has such a hatred for him, but he's just like, he kind of explains himself, right? I don't know why he doesn't like him. Do you? Did you ever really understand that?
The dominant race. They don't like the Thermians, and now they have this captain show up to negotiate. He doesn't think much of them.
So the last of the Thermians. I mean, your hatred could go that deep that you're just going to wipe out you're going to annihilate the whole race of Thermians. Terrible.
Yeah. Did we get a race name for Ceres's people? They're nasty. Totally.
They're totally nasty. Well, he does cut off the general's head, right?
Yeah.
He didn't get the shields up in time. Here's his head. Yeah. Which is like an insect. Isn't a grasshopper, doesn't it have like green blood like that? Or is that, I mean, I don't know, but.
Spock has green blood.
Spock has green blood, but his.
But he doesn't have those little fins in the back that go.
Yeah. When he gets pissed. I love this, yeah.
FYI, the engines can't take it.
He does such a great job on that part. And the little Thalians or
Thermians.
Yeah, the Thermians are just standing there. So yeah, you're right again.
Yeah, and what does that mean, right? Hi guys, listen, they're telling me that the generators won't take it. The ship's breaking apart and all that. Just FYI.
It's hilarious. It is hilarious.
There, 4216 is a shot of the outriggers.
Yeah. They're pretty in line with the
body. They go up.
Well, what is it? The F-14 Tomcat? Is it the Tomcat? Yeah, right? Don't their wings kind of retract when they're on the aircraft carrier? And then they spread when, yeah. So I think those will retract.
Oh.
Maybe they just fold down like this, and then when they're flying, when they're in space, it comes up.
Sure. Yeah.
There's no explanation for it. It's the we spent $10 million for this shot.
Yeah.
There's her one job. So explain Sigourney Weaver's one job on the ship.
Yeah, I'm looking for that right now.
Explain how she figures that out, first of all, and
I'm doing. She says, I have one job on this lousy ship. It's stupid, but I'm going to do it. Got it? Okay.
But how do you figure out that she needs to do that job?
Well, so that's right. The captain says, Jason says, do we have a replacement beryllium sphere on board? And there was no response, right? Is that how they figured it out? And then she had to say, computer, do we have a replacement beryllium sphere on board? Negative. No reserve beryllium sphere exists on board. No, we don't have an extra beryllium sphere. Tommy's going, that's really getting annoying. I have one job.
It's hilarious. And then there's your shuttlecraft. Shuttle bay, shuttlecraft. See, you did get to it. 4639.
Yes. And I was thinking we now have, at this point in our series, we have a Galileo 7 Mark II, right? It had to be rebuilt because we lost it on the planet. There it is.
There it is.
And all these references to Star Trek, 4700, there's a tricorder.
Yeah, there's a tricorder. Yeah.
Guy freaks out.
He is.
Red shirt's a dead shirt. What did he say? Last name. He says, Jason says, you're not going to get killed on the planet, okay? Oh, I'm not? I'm not? Then what's my last name? Your last name? Yeah, what is it? I don't know. No! Nobody does. Do you know why? Because my character isn't important enough for a last name, because I'm going to die 5 minutes in. Why bother to come up with a last name for me?
Yeah. So when Sam Rockwell got this part, he didn't want to do it. He had just said he just got off like the Green Mile. So he was thinking he was more of a serious actor, and he just didn't see himself doing this. But God, he did such a great job. I'm glad he did it. He did such a great job. Yeah. All the way through.
Is there air? You don't know, do you? What are you doing? You don't just open the door. It's an alien planet.
So to bring you guys up to date, when Sigourney Weaver's talking to the computer and stuff, they find out that, well, when Fred's character's talking to the Thermians, they find out that they have a cracked beryllium sphere. And so the Enterprise, the spaceship's not going to fly that well. They need to get a replacement. So the crew from the original series gets in the shuttlecraft. They're going down to the planet's surface. And Sam Rockwell, that what we were just talking about, is freaking out because he's going to die on the planet. That's what happens to the red shirts. And Fred's character, he opens the doors. Sam Rockwell's still freaking out, and it seemed okay.
Okay. You just said in your explanation there, you said Enterprise to kind of indicate that ship, and so the real ship's name is what? The NSX not Interceptor, NSX.
Yeah, I could look it up. I don't know, but I said Enterprise.
Protector. Is that it? Who saw the movie? Is there anybody who saw the movie who was not a Trekkie or just saw the movie for what it was and didn't really have a relationship with science fiction conventions and all that?
Yeah.
Do you think anybody, or is it going to be exclusively someone? So when you said Enterprise, everybody would know, but really, did you piss someone off who goes, wait, no, this is a great classical movie?
Yeah, but see, they aren't watching our channel. This is POS, right? So he's got the tricorder upside down.
I thought you were smart or something. He goes, this way. No, that one. Upside down. He says, you were holding it upside down, weren't you? Shut up. You know, with that makeup and everything, I actually thought you were smart for a second. Alexander says, you think you could do better, Laredo? Hey, watch that Laredo shit. Guys, we're screwed. We're so screwed.
Alan Rickman's character, he didn't take that thing off in the whole movie. And I didn't really realize that until I heard that. You never see him without his headpiece on in the whole movie.
Gets pretty beat up.
It's pretty beat up, but even when he's talking on the phone to Sigourney Weaver's character about the whole time, he never has it off in the whole movie. I didn't even realize that until it was pointed out.
Oh, wow, yes. How about, tell me about 5105. 5105. He's busting up laughing. I just love it when you're laughing. You couldn't even say anything.
Not miners. Like chilled little miners or miners who actually are mining for the beryllium spheres. It's hilarious.
And Tech Sergeant Chen, no. Fred Kwan says, you lost me.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh God.
Alexander Dane, right, is the character. Not miners. I'm correcting this quote, and I'm putting his name. What's the other guy? Fred Kwan. You lost me.
It's so funny. And look at the shot you got is great. They're all looking at him, except for maybe Tim Allen. But like, are you out of your mind? Right? It's great.
These stills that I grab, they are down to the as close as I can get. When on Star Trek, I can go down to the 30th a second. On this, I don't have the technology to get closer than 3 seconds. So it was the best.
They're great. You got really great shots, man. These are fantastic shots. Haven't you ever watched the show? That's when you were saying that again. So just give it to us again.
Oh yes. That's watch I'm looking for it. Oh, guy says, Jesus, didn't any of you watch the show? The blue, and then it says the blue children turn toward Limpy and begin whispering in an alien tongue. Alien children, Grignek, neck. And Gwen goes, oh, look, they're helping the hurt one. Indeed, the others move to the hurt creature, cocking their heads to the sides empathetically. And then suddenly, right? And then Guy says, after he gets attacked, Guy says, I am so sick of being right.
Yeah.
And then the horror Gwen says, let's get out of here before one of those things kills Guy. Reluctantly, they all nod in agreement. All right, here's the plan. First, Fred, we need a diversion to clear these things out of the compound. Then Gwen, Alex, Fred, and I go down to get the sphere. Any of those things come back, you give a signal. Guy, you set up a perimeter. And then, why does this sound so familiar? Assault on Volterek 3, episode 31, I think. And they go,
Building that one.
What were we doing in episode 31? Whatever, the one with the hologram, the wall of fire. How the hell is Fred supposed to project a hologram? We're doing episode 31, Jason, says Guy. Jason says, it doesn't have to be a hologram, just a diversion. It's a rough plan, Guy. What does it matter if we're doing episode 31 or not? And you know what? Guy is going, that's the one where I die.
Look at that one. It's hilarious. And then they the captain gets, that's after he falls off the space shuttle, right? 55-15? Isn't that where he falls out of? Yeah, they pull him out of the space shuttle. 55.
Oh, he has fallen down at that point. Before that, does it help if you do those shoulder rolls? You know? Yeah. Taser's back there.
You should have one or two of those shots. That's great. Yeah, those shoulder rolls. Because Captain Kirk did those all the time.
Captain Kirk is crawling on the ground in Mantrap. He demos a shoulder roll for Charlie X on how to fight. I want to fight. Yeah. You got to learn how to fall. You know, it's classic Trek.
Doesn't help.
What should we do? Let's hit it with a rock. Eat it.
And we'll eat it.
And it exploded.
Yeah. Okay. So he's fighting this, what he thinks is a what does he call it? Is it a Gorok? Not a Gorok. What do they call it? He thinks that pig lizard is
Grignak or something.
Grignak, yeah. The pig lizard, he thinks it's the Grignak, which turns out.
Jason looks up on the ledge. The unseen demons continue to chant, Grignak, Grignak. Wait, the pig lizard is gone. Why are they still chanting for the pig lizard? Turn on the translation circuit. Flicks a switch. Rock.
Yeah, but you got to tell them what happened to the pig lizard.
Oh.
So figure out if they could get him out of there.
Yes, here.
They want to beam the captain off the planet's surface. Or they want to figure out if they can beam him off the surface.
And what do they call it? The transporter? No, they call it the digital conveyor. Explode. Oh, come on, here. And then the monstrous remains of the creature explode. And it exploded.
It exploded.
That's Teb who says
now they're thinking if he can get off the planet or not, and it's obvious that he can't, not with the digital conveyor. He's not going to make it off the planet. And so he gets in fight with the rock, the big Gornak or Gorok.
Grignak.
Grignak happens to be this huge rock structure that starts throwing the captain around, which is very similar to a lot of Star Trek episodes. where Captain Kirk is just kind of getting thrown around on something.
And he loses his shirt. And they make a comment to that effect. I see you lost your shirt.
Yeah.
And Garignac wants to be is annoyed because he likes that being like silence. In the movie extras on the disc I was watching, and they were saying, hey, he just wants to be in silence. And
who does?
Garignac.
Oh.
Right? And we have that from Alexander Dane also going, you never
yeah.
Crap,
take your seriously, yeah.
The noise. Right.
Yeah. Gosh. So where do you want to go from here? You want to talk about where
are we at?
They're dying when they're after the shirt's off and he's back on the Hector.
See, your shirt's off. Yep. Listen to them. They're dying. Star Trek, Star Wars. C-3PO says to R2-D2 when they're screaming, in the compactor on Death Star. Listen to them. They're dying. And I think of that when I see that TV screen and all the air is going out.
Explain to him as he's a child.
I thought that was good. I thought that was a good explanation or a good thing to say.
Yeah.
Because these aliens don't know negative, right, or lies or deception.
Right. Yeah. They don't know any of that. So
they're learning.
They're learning. They're definitely learning.
It's only this big.
Okay, so he calls down to the kid because luckily their communicators got switched when they ran into each other back on Earth.
Yeah.
So he's calling this kid who's building the model of the original, what was it, 20 year before the original, the
protector, the ship, and it looks like he's working on the shuttle.
Yeah.
Of that era, the model.
So he's building his little model. She's telling him to take out the garbage. I think that's when he hears the communicator asking him, hey, and telling him everything's real.
I'm not a space case or something, he says. Ahead.
Yeah.
Right. Let's see. In case. Oh, he says, but I want you to know that I'm not a complete brain case, okay? I understand completely that it's just a TV show. There's no ship. There's no beryllium sphere. No digital conveyor. I mean, obviously, it's all just it's real, Brandon. All of it. It's real. I knew it. No hesitation. He said, I knew it. Oh, I love it.
I love when he calls his friend, like you said, and he's telling him what the lower decks are for and all of that stuff, right? Because he needs some help. Because this is what he's calling him, right? He's needing some help to get through the maze of the bowels of the ship.
Right, and he says he's going to help. Let's see, levels, right? Didn't they say lower levels? Here we go. He says, you've got the utility systems walkthrough, right? Kyle says, I have sectors 1 through 28. I think Hector has upper levels. We better get everybody online. And Kyle, stop downloading porn. Your frame rate is unacceptable. That's the script. I don't know what was cut.
Yeah. It was funny. And so here's your Sigourney Weaver famous part, which is in the bowels of the ship, and they're trying to stop what here is called of the ship
self-destruct.
Self-destruct, right? So you're not calling them the bowels of the ship. What are you calling them? The lower decks of the ship. Yeah. The other decks. Yeah.
Utility tunnels. Jason and Gwen run through the tunnel system. Okay, now left at the next turn, past the oxygen units, make a right there, then go through the animator vent. Okay, now what? Now you make a right, you'll see a doorway that opens to the central menu. The bowels of the ship.
Oh, they do call them the bowels.
Well, and this is a script. We don't know what has changed.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Gwen and Jason turn right, and their eyes widen. Of course, it's the
chomp.
The chomper, and then straight on through the chompers. No, but before they even get there, why all the air ducts, the air conditioning ducts, are always big enough for humans to crawl through, right?
Yeah. But also, remember, they fall down that slide and they go, well, you could have given us a heads up, right?
Yes, and they end up on that walkway. They could have fallen right down that.
Yeah, right into that fan. Yeah.
Which reminds me of the I Am Your Father Luke tunnel.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Air, yeah. Oh my God.
So she comes up and they got the chompers, quote unquote. And I love that the guys figured out the chompers though.
She said, okay, right from the script, not from the movie, okay?
Yeah.
Yes, Commander. All right, you're almost there. Just go through the chompers and over the chompers? An unavoidable gauntlet of hissing, hydraulic, smashing metal hammers and blades jetting out from the sides top, bottom, diagonally. Gwen says, oh, that. Now, that's what you see if you have the music, the sound off. You can see her say that, but what they dub, of course, well, screw that.
Yeah. And she says, I'd like to kill the person that wrote this episode or something like that.
Oh, yes, right after they get, okay, the pattern is 2, 2, 4, 2, 3, right? We shouldn't have to do this. It makes no logical sense. Why is it here? Because it was here. It was on the show. Well, forget it. I'm not going. This episode was badly written.
Yeah.
It is so good. It is so well done.
Yeah. So on this next frame that you have here, Tholian looking at Fred.
Oh, that's when it was. I thought that was earlier in the transporter room. You're right. That was here.
Yeah, so he does the rocks and it gets rid of a bunch of the Osiris's men. And then so he...
The Garignoc up, beams it, transports him into wherever the bad guys are still on the ship.
Yeah.
The Garignoc chases him down the corridor, and then they get ejected into space, right? Yeah. And I think that at that point, everybody says in the extras on the ship that, well, this is like perfect because that's all the Garignoc wanted was silence. And
yeah.
Okay, so he finishes that. So Fred Kwan does the beam up thing, and then he hooks up with Laria or something like that. I don't know how to pronounce that.
He hooks up with her, and she starts reverting part of her anyway back into her octopus self. So her tentacles are going everywhere.
Yes, and he looks at it, and she's like, yeah, and he's okay. And Sam Rockwell is great, of course. Right, room. Come on.
Yeah, get a room.
Yeah. Oh, man.
And they drift away from the camera's view, and he's like, oh, that's just not right. So we don't know what's happening there, but whatever.
Well, down on the floor. Oh, yeah. Now that's great. Now we better get a room, guys, okay? That's not right. They're cutting in between all the other activity that's going on the ship.
Yeah.
Oh, get a room.
I love the way he's talking. He goes, yeah, just push the blue button. That's it.
That's it? I thought it would be more difficult. Let's see what he says. Was it blue button?
Yeah, just press the blue.
He moves to the control panel on the console. There's a large blue button on the glass flap, a visible counter alongside. Jason, I'm at the control panel. What do I do? Raise the glass and push the blue button. That's it? Yeah, what's wrong? I don't know. I just... You just push the button suddenly.
But the countdown does not stop. You got 23:2:10.
Yeah.
Stop. 23, 22, 21, 20. Even after you press the blue button.
Oh, it always stops at 1.
Yeah, it always stops at 1. Okay, so the Omega 13, that's what I was trying to think of earlier. The Omega 13.
Yes.
That's what Cirrus wanted. That's what he wanted to know what it did. That's the whole thing. And they're going, I don't know what it does, right?
You know how they foreshadowed or they mentioned it, Gwen, is that her? What's her name? Sigourney Weaver, Gwen DeMarco, right? So she's saying, she says, well, what good would that? What's the Omega 13? Well, it goes back in back in time, 13 seconds. And she says, what good is that? As they were walking across that chasm, what good would that do? Well, it would enable you to fix a mistake, right?
Yeah. You have it at 13:2:17. I don't know where you're at on your script, but it's 13.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, right. 1 hour, 32 minutes, and 17 seconds. Give me another word from. At least he's outside, huh? I should have.
Dinner is at 7.
Oh yeah, let's go look for dinner.
Yeah, dinner is at 7.
Got it right here, and he has. Okay, yeah. Digitize me. Bye. Be back soon. Wait. Where are you going with those fireworks, Brandon? In one breath, he's like, the projector got super accelerated coming out of the black hole, and it just hit the atmosphere at Mach 15, and it's pretty unstable, of course. So we're going to help the Laredo guide it on the Vox, use it as a carrier, and use Roman candles for visual confirmation. I mean, he just spits this thing out. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, hon, dinner's at 7. Brandon exits. Mom says, well, at least he's outside.
It's great. Yeah.
Oh,
so, the cool thing is they end up back at the convention. So they started the convention, they ended the convention, which I don't know how they did that, but it doesn't matter.
Wait, no, this is now Sunday. So a convention would be, start, one of these chain cons starts on Friday and ends on Sunday.
But they were doing all this other stuff in between, remember? So
yeah.
Oh, it's their stuff is already done with the convention. I see. So they already did the Galaxy Quest stuff. They already did their shows.
Yes.
Stuff again. Right.
And so now they're coming in on the real Galaxy Quest.
Yeah.
And did you notice they said, hey, we can't land the ship and we're coming in too fast and we're going to have to separate. Hey, Enterprise gets to separate, right? In Classic Trek, it wasn't shown to separate, but I think in the animated series, right? So at the dorsal spine, it's the primary hull can go. Well, these guys separate. Yay!
Yeah.
Plus, the little piece also reminded me of Next Generation's. Doesn't the captain have his own shuttlecraft that's on the bottom of the primary hull? And I was thinking, and that's fairly large. I was thinking the same thing. So they separate, and then they go into this, I'm going to say, the Sunday day of the convention, right?
Yeah. Land and come in.
And look at 13404. That's Quellic.
13404. Oh, is that him? That is him?
He died. That's him, right?
Yeah, he did die. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but now he's at the convention as an announcer because Guy isn't there. Is that weird?
Yeah, that's cool, right?
We had one of their characters come to our.
Yeah. Wow. I didn't know that. I didn't know that that's what it is. So a little trivia there.
Looks like it to me. And then they start Galaxy Quest all over again after 18 years of hiatus. Jason Nesmith as Commander Peter Quincy Taggart.
Alexander Dane is Dr. Lazarus. I love the way it has her chest sticking out, her little blonde wig on. She's all happy and stuff.
Yep. Gwen DeMarco.
They said that she said when she put on her little blonde wig, she felt her IQ dropping.
Is that right? Did you?
Sigourney Weaver said that. Yeah.
And then who else?
Jane Doe as Lalari
or something.
Lalari, yeah. Cool.
Valeria. No, I don't know. And Tommy Weber as the Beat.
Yeah.
Guy Fleet.
Guy.
As security chief.
He's the Rockers. It is a wonderful, wonderful movie. We recommend it highly, as you can tell, to anybody. Doesn't matter if you're a fan or not, right? It's just
I went into Human Resources Department last week and I said, Galaxy Quest. And that was Kirk in with not the Thermians, the starts with TH, doesn't it? He felt like he had his whole universe to himself. What episode was that? That episode was called the Tholian Web. Here we go.
Oh, the Tholian Web. Yeah.
Find Tholian Web and universe, and the line, Kirk says, Spock says, I see him. Spock says, now, Doctor. Kirk says, bones. McCoy says, welcome home, Jim. And Kirk says, I had the whole universe to myself after the Defiant was thrown out. There was absolutely no one else in it. I must say I prefer a crowded universe. Much better.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I really, really like this episode. I like doing this one with you, and I think it's in a great spot right now where we're going to be putting it.
You laughed so much. It's hilarious.
And to all you Star Trek fans, I mean, there you go. It's for all of you guys. So wonderful, wonderful movie.
We're not laughing with you. We're laughing at you.
Yeah. Get a life. Get a life.
Classic.
Classic. William Shatner. Books and
oh my gosh, the
all kinds of
books,
movies, TV shows. Unbelievable career. Unbelievable life. I think he was one of the most prolific actors in Star Trek, right? Wasn't he?
I think he leads the pack. Everybody has their memoirs, right? They all have written books.
Yeah.
But he has written series with other
Tech Wars, right? All the Tech Wars series. Yeah.
Exactly.
Was that a ghostwriter though, or was that him writing them?
I think he had assistants on all of his books. I mean, come on, how do you produce all of this stuff without having some help to?
So he went around, and he also did the captains. He did that series as well too, where he went around interviewing all the captains from all the Star Trek episodes.
Oh yes, I think I have that. Right.
He's done quite a lot of stuff. I mean, he's just out there. So unbelievable.
It's unbelievable.
Well, cool. This was a great episode.
This was great. This was real fun. I'm glad we got together.
Okay. Well, thank you, Bruce. We're not going to rate this episode because it's a movie.
Movies don't get rated. Yep. Right.
But it was very good. All right, boss.
Hey, thanks. Really loved it. This was great. It's fun. Nice.
Yeah.
Laughter is the best medicine.
It really is. It was great. Okay, man. Have a good one. Thank you.
See you.
All right. We are recording. Bruce, welcome.
Glad to have you join me for this meeting.
Yeah. And we got a very special one today. Not that they're not all special, but this one's especially special. And I was gonna I'll ask you a question, and if you could tell me the answer, I'll give you $25. If you answer it right the first time, you get one crack at it. You might already know because you might have read some of the trivia on this stuff and learned.
No. And learned. There's the catch. I may have watched trivia, but
I didn't learn.
2940. Yeah.
29.
Then they tried to take the ship out of space dock.
That is hilarious. So, young. So,
I'm watching you. You're watching me.
So no, those guys